But the other thing I've been telling young men is that, and this is something I think that you could relate to tremendously, is I read this New Testament line, well, decades ago, and I could never understand it. The line is, the meek shall inherit the earth. And I thought, there's something wrong with that line. It just doesn't make sense to me. Meek just doesn't seem to me to be a moral virtue. The line, the meek shall inherit the earth, meek is not a good translation, or the word has moved in the 300 years or so since it was translated. What it means is this: those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed, will inherit the world. But the young men really need to hear this more, I think, is that you should be a monster. You know, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You know, you don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no. Wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
I'm relentless, man. It's like a nightmare you can't escape. It's like one of those ones where you keep walking through doors, yeah? And it's like, oh shit, where's he at? Oh damn, he's right there. He's doing jujitsu. Oh man, he's doing stand-up. Oh no, he's doing Muay Thai. What does he do? Oh, I don't know, he's going crazy. But that's what I want. I want them to get so loked out inside that octagon that they have no other choice but to quit. That's why I do what I do best. And with Josh Thompson, he pissed me off. He had 15 minutes with me because for a reason he had the weigh-ins, he got in my face. Rounds, I sent him back to his corner to think about exactly what he did wrong. And in the third round, I made sure that he was bloody and wanted to quit. He didn't want any other part of me in there.
What's the role of art in a healthy culture? Well, the artists articulate, the artists are the people who first articulate the unknown. And so the role of artists in a healthy culture is to bring to public awareness elements of being that have not yet entered the collective consciousness. They're expanding the landscape. They're moving the culture forward. That's where my metaphor fails, I guess. They're moving the culture forward into the unknown, and they do that by translating what is as of yet unimaginable. And that's what artists do. They're problem solvers. They're problem detectors and problem solvers. That's what true artists do. And they're always trying to solve problems. Like there's a great documentary that was made about Picasso, for example. Picasso is filmed making a painting on a window so that you can see exactly what he's doing, and you can watch him work with ideas. He paints something in and then he erases it, and, you know, he paints over it, and then he paints again and he paints over it. He moves the figures around on the canvas. It's a window paint, as I said, and you can see him working out problems and solutions to problems using his visual imagination, and the artistic product, the painting, is the consequence of that rather than the aim of it. The aim is to formulate the problems and to work out the solutions, and the artistic product, the painting, is the byproduct of that, not the aim. The artist shouldn't be able exactly to say what he or she is doing. If you can say what you're doing, you're not producing art. Art well, you could say art bears the same relationship to culture that the dream does to mental stability. You know, your dream doesn't say what it's about, it just is. You can interpret it, and that's helpful sometimes, just like movie criticism is helpful. But the dream is something that extends you beyond where you already are. That's why it isn't verbal thought, it's something else. It's like a pseudopod that's going out into the unknown. That's what art is. And the artist who subsumes the artistic vision to the ideological framework is putting the cart before the horse. It's actually a sin, I would say. It's like the ultimate in creative sins to do that, because you're harnessing the greater to the lesser. It's like, yeah, you understand things, and you could tell a story about what you understand. It's like, no, you tell a story about what you don't understand, and then you pull everyone into the story. The story's an exploration in that way. The artist pulls you past where you are, even where he is.
Yeah.
Artists can't tell you what the hell they're up to. You know, they don't know. They can maybe guess, but what they're doing when they produce a piece of art is figuring out what they're up to, you know? So, and that's when you know that they're actually artists. They're moving beyond themselves.
Uncomfortable feeling that people associate with losing when they've personally experienced it. They look at losing as they've been oppressed or they've been hurt. But what they don't understand is that is the motivation for growth. And one of the most beautiful things that I think a young person can get involved in is martial arts, because martial arts teach you that in a way that very few things do.
One definition of a winner is someone who never let losing stop them.
Yes.
You know, and the idea that a single loss in a competition is somehow a defeat is completely insane. First of all, well, let's say you're a hockey player and you're a good player and you lose the tournament. It's like, well, so what? You played the game. You're increasing your skills. It's like there's always next time. And one of the things that I've also been telling people, informing people about, is the idea that life isn't a game. It's a series of games. And the right ethic is to be the winner of the series of games. And part of that means you have to learn how to be a good loser, because you're not going to win every single game.
But you also have to embrace those losses as learning experiences. And the people that have never lost are afraid of losing. They're afraid of learning. You're afraid of that feeling. That terrible feeling that you get from losing is so beneficial.
There was a lot of trash talking between you and Kevin Lee all week and before. What did you say to him immediately after the loss? I saw you went as he was crouched down.
Keep your head up, kid. It's the same thing. I know, like, we got to sell this fight and we got to do what we got to do, but we're men inside that octagon, man. Did you guys have fun? Did you guys enjoy the fight? Raise your hands if you enjoyed the fight. Thank you very much. I hope you did, because you know what? What we did inside there is we bled for everybody. We went in there, we gave everybody a show. I mean, for the events that happened this week, we did our best to focus. And you know what? And sometimes you have to create an enemy to beat an enemy. I did that inside the house. I was young and dumb once, but you grow from it. From the tough house, I have to say I've grown a lot. I definitely have grown a lot. I have to say that a lot of the experience that I have had in the Ultimate Fighter has gotten me to this. You know, being a knucklehead in that house to where I'm at now, to being a father, being married with 2 pain-in-the-ass dogs, and you know, and remodeling my house and doing these kind of things. It's an opportunity for me to grow as a person and as a human being. So for myself and on behalf of my family, my team, I want to say thank you to all my fans out there. I want to say thank you guys to everybody who bought the pay-per-view. I hope you guys had a hell of a show, and the next one's going to be even better. Straight up. Next question.